I can't explain to you how excited I was that this show is back. Like, let me say, hallelujah. This show is the shizzle. Gabrielle Union as Mary Jane, literally, like, I am so impressed. Like, the whole dynamics of this show is just incredible. I'm going to start off this review by talking about how Mary Jane goes in on her brother differently. She basically cusses him down in front of all her close friends at a dinner party, and it's just really embarrassing, especially on her behalf. I mean, I see where she's coming from. She's disappointed about some of the things that her brother's been up to, but at the end of the day, who is she to judge? You know that whole saying, don't throw stones when you live in a glass house, or what? It's the saying is something like that. And I just keep thinking, you've just had an affair with a married man. You stole your ex-boyfriend's sperm and, you know, kept it in your fridge or freezer for goodness knows how long. You know, shut your mouth, Mary Jane. Talking to your brother like that in front of people is just plain embarrassing. And the brother even says, you know, I'm not going to say anything because you're in front of your peeps. But he went in on Mary Jane too. He was basically like, I understand why David left you for a white woman. And I wanted to be like, fair play. Mary Jane was way out of order. But another thing that was out of order in this episode, which was delicious to watch, was when the grandma goes in on Niecy. Let me read you some of the things that this grandma says to her grandchild. Get a job, we all knew that one. And then one of the best lines of this episode, listen to this. So the grandma goes to Niecy, you have 2 kids by 2 different men, and neither one of those men are here to pack up your ungrateful behind. Damn! That is like, wow. I mean, me and my mother have had some, you know, disagreements in the past, but she's never, ever gone in on me like that. I felt for Niecy. Okay, in all honesty, I do agree with what the grandma was saying, but her deliverance was all levels of fuckery. I feel when you deliver a message so harshly, you sort of lose the importance of what you're trying to say. You know what I mean? Because there's so much, I can't even say shade, because the grandma wasn't shady. She was direct. You know, she was Muhammad Ali and throwing some direct hits. You know, there was some proper contact in that conversation. As I said before, because the grandma was so harsh in her delivery, the true message of what she was trying to say was just lost on Niecy, which basically she was trying to say to Niecy, slow your ass down, get a job, and, you know, just because you have a child, it doesn't mean that you can sponge off her. Now, that you know, thing that she said at the end, once again, it was just harsh. It was really harsh. I see her point, but it was just really, really, really harsh. Another crazy bit of this episode has to be when David and Mary Jane meet up in a hotel room. They start kissing up on each other. He starts feeling her up. And literally, I was screaming, no, at my computer screen. Because I just kept thinking, why are you going to be a side chick for? Again, to a different man. Like, Mary Jane, learn your lesson. That's what was going on in my mind at that time when they were touching each other up. I just kept thinking, you blew your chance with him. You have to let him go. He is with another woman and that other woman is pregnant. That's the true definition of a homewrecker. Mary Jane, sit your ass down. But luckily, my girl Mary Jane comes to her senses and is like, no, David, this isn't right. She falls asleep. She wakes up, he's gone, and he leaves her a little note saying, I'm sorry. What his ass was doing there when he has a baby mama and the baby mama living up in his house, to me just makes no sense. Why didn't he just call her? No, actually rewind. When one of Mary Jane's friends calls up David, he should have just said to her over the phone, this is the situation, now you know all the facts, you have closure, I have closure, mind your business, I'll mind my business. But instead he decided to, like, you know, do a little bit of a ting-a-ling-a-ding. Well, he tried to do a ting-a-ling-a-ding with her and it didn't work. Just David, tut-tut-tut. Mary Jane, tut-tut-tut. But well done, Mary Jane, for, you know, realising not to go all the way with him. Rewind. Another crazy bit of this episode is when Mary Jane goes in on her friend and her friend's husband at the dinner party. She's basically saying to her friend, sorry, I don't remember her name, oh, your man has you on a leash, I'm surprised you were allowed out. And I'm thinking, Jeez, once again, liquor is the devil when it comes to some people. She's just ferocious when she's had a couple of drinks. It was just shocking behaviour. Just her and her liquor when she's upset or down about stuff. I mean, I know we all have our moments, but Mary Jane, wow. Talk about cussing up everybody in the room and making a situation awkward. The opening of season 2 being Mary Jane was incredible, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. In the preview for the next episode, you see how sexy Warwick from CSI Las Vegas is going to be Mary Jane's new love, and I'm very interested to see what is going to happen between these two. And then you see how David looks all jealous, and you're thinking, mind your business, you have a woman and a baby on the way. Fix up, look sharp, blah, 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 blah. There's a whole song to that, but I can't remember it. Being Mary Jane, incredible episode. I cannot wait to see what happens in the rest of this season. And all I can say is what I don't want to see is David and Mary Jane hooking up. Because at the end of the day, she cannot be the side chick again. Really? She can't be the side chick again, I hope. I pray. So that is the ending of my review for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.